Fed up of floor robes, driven to distraction and drowning with doom boxes? Tired of living in chaos? Welcome to Decluttering Untangled, how to declutter when you're overwhelmed, ADHD or autistic. I'm going to help you uncover the secrets to decluttering, no matter what hurdles you face. You'll discover how to declutter, de-stress and transform your world. I'm Heather Tingle, reformed hoarder, neurodivergent declutter queen, and your guide through the maze of mess. Let's get untangled. Hello Untanglers, and welcome to another episode of Decluttering Untangled with me, your host, Heather Tingle. Now, today's episode is something that I'm sure most of you will understand, as it's something I see so often in clients' homes. So I'm going to talk to you today about packaging. Things like keeping envelopes, jiffy bags, padded envelopes, wrapping from parcels, bubble wrap and boxes. And I think one of the reasons that we hold on to packaging is that we fear we might need it again. So something comes into our home, it looks like a good item, and we think, well, actually, I might use this because I might need to return the item, or I might need to send something in the post, or if I'm selling things online, so if I'm putting something on eBay or Vinted, I need some packaging to send it to that person. And you don't want to be buying new packaging when you're sending something that you've sold on Vinted, for example. But you've got to think about the space this takes up, the volume that you are storing, and how much you're really going to use compared to what you've just got sitting in a corner or a cupboard or taking up space in a corner. I think also part of it is our brain struggles with it so much because we don't see the volume, what we've got already, when we've got that item coming into our home. So a lot of the time it feels easier to keep the packaging just in case, rather than figure out where to store it, or in some cases we're not sure how to get rid of it. So it's you get something through the post, it's in a really sturdy envelope, maybe it's padded in some way, and you think, well, I can't just put this in the bin. And which bin would I put it in? Like, would I put it in the recycling bin? Would I put it in the normal bin? The normal bin feels wasteful, so I'm just going to hold on to it. And we hold on to it and we hold on to it and we hold on to it. And the other thing is, we've got problems with object permanence. So if something is tucked away, we forget about it. We forgot we've got it. And then when we need it, we forgot we've got it. So we just go to the most recent pile or hunt around the things that have just come through the post and send it that way. But when it's visible, it feels overwhelming. So we have a bit of an issue with that. And one of the main ones that I see so often is the environmental guilt and the perfectionism of feeling like we should reuse or recycle something perfectly, rather than making a decision that's maybe good enough of putting it in a bin because it just feels so bad and we feel guilty about it. Obviously, I've already done quite a deep episode on trying to be eco-friendly when you're drowning yourself. So you are going to get a Heather says it's okay moment right now if you're going to have to put something in the bin because you are swamped or you've just got too many. That is okay right now. And also, there's another one for me, which is my sensory preferences. So some textures like bubble wrap or crinkly paper can actually be quite satisfying to keep, even if they're not practical. Some bags might have got pretty patterns on them and they look nice. So I know that there are some companies that send out plastic envelopes that have got really pretty designs on them. And I admit I've kept some jiffy envelopes in them just because they were neon pink metallic before. And that is okay, But how much is too much? So I would really like you to see how much you are actually likely to use. So think about how many parcels do you actually send? What items have you actually got listed for sale right now? Because let's face it, it's all very well saying, well, when I sell something, I can use it. But if it's not up for sale, you're never going to, you might not ever actually list it. You're keeping things just in case. So if you send 5 parcels a month, you're only going to need 5 parcels or envelopes or boxes of some description to actually send stuff. And it also needs to be the right size. So you don't want to keep a massive variety of sizes if all the items that you're sending are tiny or all the items you're sending are big. So look at what you're actually going to be posting out and then keep an appropriate amount for those items. Also, don't forget there is a bit of an expiry factor on some things. So things like padded envelopes or even old envelopes will lose their stickiness. So you're going to have to make sure you've got enough sellotape or brown tape to reseal stuff. And if you're going to go through the process of resealing something with a hell of a lot of tape, you probably could have used something else instead. So if you have also bought something with a big label on it, so it's come through and it's got a massive like Royal Mail label on it, it's got all your details on it. So are you actually going to sit there and peel it off, or get your Sharpie marker, your permanent marker over the top of it, or stick another couple of big labels over the top of it in the future? Or are you actually making life more difficult for yourself? So I would suggest look at the volume of what you're going to be sending and then pick a dedicated space, like some kind of box or tub or shelf or space at the side of your bookcase. And when it is full, that is your limit. It makes it easier. There's no thinking required then, because you've got a visual to say, no, I cannot fit any more in this space. I'm not going to make it go any further. I can let stuff go. And then to declutter to that space, I would genuinely, this is the same with everything, I would only keep the best or the favourites. And this may sound a bit strange, but if you're anything like me, you will have favourites. You will have things that are slightly better than others. So you're going to go through the packaging, look through the different types. So look through the padded envelopes, the smaller ones, look through the bigger ones, look through the boxes, look through the plastic wrapping, and get the best ones. Let go of anything that's ripped, flimsy, awkwardly shaped, or just looks a bit tatty. Let it go. It is okay. You're getting a Heather says it's okay moment right here. That is my permission is given to do that. Also, consider the mental load of keeping all these things. So consider labeling stuff with, boxes, bubble wrap, gift bags, that kind of thing. So you don't have to rethink each time what you've got and where it is. This is also a Heather says it's okay moment, so a HSIO. Give yourself permission if a certain packaging is really nice and comforting. So, for example, for me, I love bubble wrap as a fidget. It is totally okay to give yourself a separate fidget stash rather than keeping it random pieces. Don't make excuses as to why you need to keep something. I always say to clients, you do not need to ever make up an excuse or anything like that as to why you want to keep something. But if you can give me a reason, that is really helpful, so I know how to help you and I can understand how your brain works. So you don't need an excuse to keep something. So you don't have to keep that lovely shiny envelope because you don't have to say, oh, because I might use it at some point. You can just say, do you know what? It's shiny. It makes me happy. I really like it. Okay, so reuse it for something. Use it for something for you that's really fun. And it is okay also to have a sensory box of stuff that makes you happy. So I would definitely have like a little piece of velvet in there. I would have some bubble wrap in there and just pop away. And that will make me happy. So it's okay to do that too. When you're wanting to let go of things, you might think that you cannot put them in your rubbish bin or your trash bin. It is okay to do that. However, if you don't want to do that, then you can recycle them, you can donate them. So some community groups, schools, small businesses might take them, some charities might take them. Pop them on your local free zero waste groups. Someone might find them useful. You can use them creatively, so you could use them in crafts, you can use them as storage dividers, all sorts of things that you can reuse them for. But it is okay to just put them in the recycling or put them in the bin without feeling guilty. That is okay. So once you've decided what you want to keep, once you've decluttered it, how do you maintain it? The main thing is to opt for minimal packaging wherever you can when ordering online. And I know that is not always easy in the society we live in, but wherever it is possible, do that. And then ask yourself when a new item comes in before keeping it, do I have a specific plan for this? Is this going to replace something I have already? Is it perfect for something I want to send? And then set up a habit of immediately dealing with that item. So either recycling it, storing it with intention, or getting rid of it. Now, do consider using the one in, one out method with this one to keep on top of your packaging stash. So when a new item comes in, if it's better than the ones you've already got in storage, then replace the ones that you've already got with the newer one. If it's not as good, or it doesn't quite fit, or I don't know, it's got a massive label on it, or it's got a bit battered in the post, let it go. You are not doing anything wrong. Okay, hope that's giving you some things to think about. So hopefully you're all going to go through all your packaging stashes and let some go. So until next time, remember, be kind to yourself, remember you're not alone, and keep untangling. Thanks for joining me for today's episode of Decluttering Untangled. If you found anything that I've said today helpful, please do me a favour, hit that subscribe button or leave me a review. It's like receiving a virtual high five that keeps me going and lets me know that I'm helping real people out there and I'm making a difference. Please remember, you're not alone in this. I'm building a community of fellow untanglers over on Facebook. Just visit the show notes for the link to my free decluttering community. So until next time, remember, you're not alone, you're not lazy, you can untangle your life.